Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, based on where you're joining us from today. Welcome everybody to our webinar, DecoNetwork Client Spotlight today. I'm really excited. We've got a great presentation. We're going to talk to Meryl from Make It Tea Online, and we're going to find out how DecoNetwork has helped her grow her business. I think there's a lot of really good information she's going to be sharing with you today, and I think some of that information you can take back with you and certainly use it for your own business and your own growth. My name is Marco Pena. I'm the Business Development Manager for DecoNetwork, and I'm very excited and honored to introduce you guys to Meryl Katlin. Meryl Katlin's the owner of Make a Tea Online, and I've had the pleasure of knowing Meryl for quite a bit of years now. And she's been a longtime client, good friend, and we recently saw her at the ISS show. Meryl, are you with us?
I am with you.
Oh, fantastic, man. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We had some technical difficulties with the phone system, but looks like we got that figured out and you are with us. Welcome, Meryl, to our webinar.
Thank you very much. Hope everyone's doing good today.
Oh, we've got quite a bit of people online here with us. It's actually a really big showing, and they're all, from all over the world, not just in the U.S. So I think we've got some really exciting stuff to share with those in attendees here today, and those that will be watching it later on in the video. Meryl, and I first of all, let me just thank you for your friendship. Thank you for the opportunity to work with you. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your success and part of your growth. Excited to talk to you a little bit about how you got here and some of the things that you use to grow your business. And people, they gravitate towards success. And so I think that's what's going to be really fun is this webinar is designed to just give people ideas and help them grow and you share as much as you're open to share, Meryl, about your success and how you got there. But what I'd like to
Okay.
do, Meryl, is I've got
hmm
some questions. If you don't mind, I just want to ask you some questions. Is that okay? We can just kind of go that
Oh,
format.
oh, sure. Shoot.
All right,
Go ahead.
Meryl. So, you know, how did you get into decorated business and the decoration business? How did you get into it? I know we've spoken a little bit about that, but just interested. How did this become a business model for you?
Well, it became a business model, and probably most people listening might be able to relate to it. Um, I started out working in the trade end of the printing business, and as a graphic designer, and everything else that you do in basically a small business. And when I was not working at my job, I was doing some freelance artwork for screen printers and for promotional products people, as well as printing. And it just seemed to go hand in hand with one another, of course. You give your customers what they need. And when I started my business, which was Type Styles back at that time, and we were doing, or I was doing work for, like I said, the screen printers, and then I was offering those services to my customers as well. So that's kind of how, in a nutshell, how I started in the decoration business.
Oh, that's very interesting. And it's funny because we know every day we talk with prospects, we talk to clients, and everybody's journey is just a little bit different. But in many ways, there's a lot of similarities, right? There's similarities in them seeing an opportunity. There's similarities in them seeing maybe a need that can be met. They
Right.
see opportunities in saying, hey, you know what? This was so difficult for me to order. There's got to be an easier way. Why don't I become that easier way? And they see the opportunity. So it's exciting that, even though
Right.
maybe slightly different paths, they all kind of end up
hmm
somewhat in the same direction and somewhat get, pretty close to each other.
Right, because basically I think that a lot of this industry started out, or people start out working for a friend, working for the family, working in the business, and some starting, working out of their home, working in warehouses and shops, basic shops. Most of the people that I meet, come from the small business background. So we've all kind of started from the ground up, whether it's burning screens or folding shirts or working at working in a print shop, but that's how a lot of us have started.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, that kind of leads me to the next question is, what made you get into business for yourself? And this is always a question that intrigues me because it seems like a lot of our clients or most of our clients, they have that entrepreneur spirit as you do. You like to find solutions, you like to find necessities or needs that the consumer, the other businesses have, and you like to fill those needs. So what kind of prompted you to say, hey,
Well,
what I want to
well, yeah, that's a really good question. I think I'm gonna have to write a book about that one.
do?
But
Please save
I
me
think
copy number one.
right, right. I think I've always felt like I was in business for myself, even when I was working for others. So, which is kind of an interesting concept, but that's kind of how I always felt. So I always felt that whoever I worked for, that the business was mine as well. Maybe that's why they encouraged me, and I did have bosses that did encourage me. And then, but anyway, but I did start Type Styles. Um, it wasn't the first business I started, and actually it was the third business I started. One was a glass etching business, one was a birth announcement company.
Oh.
Those were the actual legitimate businesses. When I say legitimate, I mean with corporations. um, and um, and when I started Type Styles, I started this out of my living room in
Really?
the house. That was and that was like 25 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, yeah. So I've been doing apparel decorating for a really long time. And of course, fabrics have changed, and materials have changed, and methods have changed, and it's really exciting to see the growth.
Interesting because we do hear a lot of people start in their garage, start in their basement, and oftentimes they feel like, wow, is this going to be the end? And what's exciting, of course, is it's not. It's the beginning. And we've heard so many success stories with DecoNetwork, people that have used DecoNetwork, and they start one place, and they start to get the clientele, and we get in there and we help them with their efficiencies. We help them with business tools. We help them with a lot of different things. And
Right.
what's exciting is before you know it, well, they don't fit in their garage anymore. Now they got to buy a little, they got to lease a little shop, and that little shop
Mm-hmm.
then becomes too little, and they start to get into a bigger location. So that's exciting.
Right, right, right. And I've seen that from so many people that I've grown up with in the business, and even
Hmm.
people that start new. They're starting out in their house selling, and then they're running around, and they're all getting little shops and then turning into bigger shops. So I see it all the time.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You
Wonderful.
know,
I love seeing people go into business for themselves. I love it.
Well, that's a spirit of this industry is just that perseverance. It's that dedication, and I think the thing that to me that really it's kind of interesting what you said because you said, well, things change, technology changes, fabric changes, even how you do things change. But what hasn't
Mhm.
changed is that it's still very much a service-oriented industry as it was 25 years ago. Correct? I mean, people still.
Right. Absolutely. In fact, I think it's even more of a service industry
Mm,
because of the ability for people to create things easier than it was a long time ago. More and more people are doing it on their own. They're not doing it necessarily professionally, but they're doing it on their own. And and just to see that the change is just phenomenal.
yeah, that's
But
exciting.
yeah, yeah.
That's exciting. Well,
So I see you want to know what the turning point in
I
business was.
do because I'm sure this is always one of those questions that's like so much intrigued me. I'd imagine in 25 years, Time Styles,
uh,
which owns Make a Tea Online, but
mhm,
over those years, I'm sure you've had some highs, you've had some lows, you've had some peaks
mhm,
and valleys,
right.
everything and everything in between. But today you just are such a forward-thinking company. I saw the video that you had was the Miami Dolphins, right? They came to your
Uh-huh. Yep.
your
Yep.
location. Awesome. And I mean, it wasn't always the green fields, right? I mean, was there a thing
No.
that you could point to and say, what, this really kind of changed my business direction or my outlook?
Yeah. Well, we were mostly gearing towards. We mostly had corporate business, and even though we do have a storefront, we most of our business, like I said, was corporate, and I was never even really thought so much of a small retail. Like I never really thought of us as dealing not dealing with the small retail people as we do today, as much as we do with the businesses. But but I was finding that there was people coming into the office, as it even says in my video, and they were asking for small runs of shirts, and they were, they were needing things kind of quickly. And then, believe it or not, the turning point that made Make a Tea Online, as we see it today, is I had a handful of girls come in for their high school girls come in for their end of year T-shirts, and they came in with tie-dyed wet T-shirts, and they were holding them in their hands, soaking wet, in my lobby of my storefront, and they said, "Can you put words on here?" And I just looked at them. I'm thinking, like, you can't even dry the shirts before you give them to me. But that's how, and believe it or not, I don't view the retail customer like that. But the mentality is they don't know what to do. They get to a certain point and they really don't know what to do. And when that happened, I said, wow, we really have a niche if we can help these people, which are they don't know what to do, but they need their stuff. And that's got to be a huge niche to fill. So that's what kind of changed what we see as Make a Tea Online.
Awesome.
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a different mindset. It is like a light bulb turned on and said, hey, there's got to be an easier way for me to service these existing accounts, right? Yeah. Because they really were existing. They knew of you. They had you done business with these girls before?
No. They just walked in. They heard about us, and we were doing some stuff for the school. We did some other orders for the school so that they knew where we were. And I'll never forget that moment. And I just stood there dumbfounded. And I said, I got to jump on this opportunity right here.
That's right. I love it. And in just a little while, I actually want to show if just kind of your website, because you've done some work with our Deco Coach team, and I want to share a little bit about that and talk about that. But we'll bring that up in a second here. I've got another question though, because one of the things that interests me is we've seen in this industry, the decorated industry, I guess probably the best word is an explosion in this industry of a B2B business, and that's to say you working with other businesses. It's just grown so much. In fact, by most accounts, this industry makes up about 90% of the industry sales that happen in this industry are B2B sales. For you personally, what would you say is your percentage? And a B2B, just so we could talk a little bit about what B2B is, kind of set the tone, is oftentimes there's a misconception. B2B could in fact be those girls, because they even though they weren't necessarily business, they were representing an organization, they were representing a school club or something like that. Obviously the school that you were working with, that you provided those, that's an organization, that's also a business. And I know you do a lot of stuff with affiliates and so forth. What would you say your business is, primarily B2B or B2C?
Actually, I would say that in the past years it is slowly changing over. We were primarily, I'm going to say 80% B2B, and then in the past couple of years, because when I've run some numbers and done some figures and trying to figure out where apparel has been in our business against where printing has been in our business, I would say right now we're about 70% apparel as opposed to the printing. But as far as businesses versus retail customers, I would say it is probably about 60% B2B and 40% B2C.
Got it.
And it's growing more from our end. Now I'm going to say from Make a Tea Online end.
What about from Type Styles?
From Type Styles is mostly B2B.
Yeah.
More than most, that's B2B. Maybe we'll do some, wedding invitations or whatnot, but it's mostly, I'm going to say probably Type Styles is, I'm going to say maybe 90% B2B, which of course are the larger orders, which of course is great.
Correct.
With DecoNetwork, we're able to actually Make a Tea Online is really a B2C, but I can also create other affiliates under my own affiliate that would be strictly B2B, which is what's so great about the DecoNetwork system, is I can use whatever I want. I can utilize it any way I want to.
Absolutely.
Which we do, by the way, which we do.
Yep. So it almost seems like you have a couple of different business models, if you will, and I hate to call them business models, but different aspects of your business, and some focus a little bit more on the B2B, and that's the type styles, and that's growing. Interesting though, because even Make a Tea Online, which is probably primarily focused to the B2C client, even that's still a high percentage of B2B business, which is interesting, and but at the same time, kind of reconfirming what we're seeing, because DecoNetwork, as you said, through the front end with the business tools that we give you in there, you can certainly capture that B2C market, no problem. But through the business hub, which we're going to talk in a little while more, you can absolutely capture the B2B business, which is the majority of the industry and the majority where your orders come from. And of course, some of the big benefits of working with the B2B client is, as you said, they're larger orders, or they're typically easier to manage, because I'd rather manage one order of 100 shirts versus 100 orders of one shirt, right? And
Exactly. Yes, I mean, just even right before I got on the phone with you, I was able to send out a quote to an ad agency for 1,000 shirts using the Business Hub.
Perfect.
And and of course they received this nice, beautiful, professional-looking quote.
I love that. I love that.
Client. So it's fabulous. I mean, it makes us look really organized.
Fantastic. Now, with that, I hate to put you on the spot. I didn't even know you had done that. Okay, Meryl. But how long did that quote take? I mean, it's 1,000 shirts. I would imagine it took a while, or no?
No. I mean, I had my numbers that I was going to put in there in front of me, and I did it, and I was able to. The shirt had a very simple design, so I stuck the logo in and put a couple lines of text in there, and zipped it off, and it was really, really easy. So
Okay.
the best part about it is that I can be on the phone with you now, and my employees in the other room, they can actually grab that quote and finish it up, work on it, and process it.
Oh, that's awesome.
They would know it's there because it's in the back end.
Yeah, and that's what being 100% cloud is all about, right? Is having that accessibility, whether it's your employees next in the next room, or you hopefully on a cruise off of Miami. If you got internet access, right? You can do that.
Right.
So I love
We're
it.
going tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you really? Oh man, I'm jealous.
No, I'm
okay,
not.
Okay. Very good. So with that, Meryl, talk to me a little bit about what does. If you could just kind of give me a general idea of the typical B2B, and the reason I ask that is because really B2B clients can be anybody, a school, a small real estate agent, etc. And we personally, over the last couple of years, I think you've seen it, especially with our development, with our updates. We just had an update last week. But if you look at our updates, which are frequent, by the way, you look at where we're putting a lot of our energy, a lot of our focus, a lot of our forethought, a lot of our feedback from our clients, and really trying to give, just kind of the best solution out there, as complete as possible, but really focusing on where our clients' energy is at. It's really what we believe to be the B2B market. And so we've put a lot of energy and a lot of work and a lot of forethought in creating a empowering business tool called Business Hub. And
Right.
we've got other tools in there, but Business Hub is to me what's the most exciting, right? And I know you use it extensively. You just talked about it right now. But how do you use it, Meryl, to talk, to your B2B client, to your typical B2B client? Who are they, and how do you service them with a Business Hub, if you don't mind?
Well, first of all, I would like to say something because I think this would really benefit those who are listening right now. I'm not the only one in my company. I have employees working for me.
Okay.
And as much as I was so excited about seeing everything in the Business Hub, probably just like maybe many people that are listening, some of my employees were a little nervous about using certain things in there. Just because it was going to be a little bit new and different, and of course, we're not all direct-to-garment printers. We're not all embroiderers. Some people are laser engravers. I mean, there's different decorating methods, creative tools that DecoNetwork users can use and be part of the system and use it well. But once they started to learn, and slowly, the different aspects of the Business Hub, because I had to introduce them one thing at a time to them, then they started to use it, and they just like gravitated towards it and realized how simple it was. I really wanted to make a point of that because sometimes something new is a little bit a little bit intimidating to some business people. They think that that they won't understand it or they won't learn it. But it really, everything in the Business Hub is really put together extremely well, beyond even something that I could even, my expectations. So I want to thank you for that.
I'll take all the credit. I appreciate that. Even though you and I don't, I had nothing to do with
it. Whoever is actually doing it, they're great. And you too, Marco.
Thank
you. Okay. But anyway, so how has it helped us? It has definitely helped us in our organization. It helps us know when the orders come in, when the orders have to go out. If a customer has to put a note, everybody sees it. We all know if somebody design something and they need their artwork centered, or they want it to move to the right or to the left. Having something in the Business Hub allows us to then go in and then slightly maybe change it, email it back to them. Sometimes people will choose something and it's really not going to fit for what they want, and we're able to connect with them any time, day or night, and they receive the email and they reply back to us. People feel secure in writing, and even using their credit card, people feel secure. I've rarely had anybody worry about anything with the credit card. The Business Hub has the quoting. We have the purchase orders, which are fabulous because
you use that quite a bit, right?
We use it every day. Every day at a specific time, we go into the purchase orders, and we even can add, when people come in through the front door who haven't even used the DecoNetwork system, we can actually still add to that for our walk-ins to the purchase order system, so that we know where, what goes with what order. So when the orders are in the DecoNetwork system and the purchase orders, all you have to do is click on a little drop down and you see who that customer is. And instead of having piles of boxes of shirts in your office or shop, and you don't even know, and having them scratched with a Sharpie, what order this goes to. Not that that's bad, but it also reinforces that this box belongs to this customer.
Nice.
And so it's just a it's like another set of eyes.
Yep.
on your orders, because I'm sure that everybody has had orders that have gotten mixed up, and I mean, that happens with everybody.
I think I'm getting a consolidated nod from everybody on here. Meryl, so in fact, I was asked this twice yesterday. People ask us all the time, do you recommend putting like a workstation out in your floor if you do have a retail shop? Sounds like you guys do that right now.
Well, yeah, we're actually, I'm actually going to be creating my office, which is where I'm sitting right now, and I'm going to take my whole office and make that into a creative studio with workstations, because we're now going, the computer's in another area for the people to go over to and design, but I think that it would be very, very helpful if there was just one complete area just completely dedicated for people to come in and sit and do their work. They come in sometimes, they have their USBs and they have stuff on their phone, and it would really make it a lot easier for them, and I think it would bring more business to us, and that's really what this is all about, is getting more business.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, so what would just kind of give me a general idea of your typical B2B, and then how do you how do you find them, how do you service them, and please don't feel free, don't give any names or anything like that, but a typical B2B, is it like a one person kind of business? Is it a 10% kind of business? And then how do you find them?
How do we find the businesses to do business with?
Yes.
Okay, well, I do a lot of networking, and I do social media and advertising myself. We're doing I'll tell you one thing we're doing this week, or actually it's next week is when it's going to be happening. We organized a T-shirt design contest for the kids in the neighborhood.
Oh, nice.
And in the schools, and we had about 80 entries, and the T-shirt, this is our 4th year doing the T-shirt design contest. So each child who is a finalist, and there's going to be 36 finalists. There was supposed to be 30, but some of them, their artwork was just too good. I had to give them credit. I couldn't resist a sucker for that, right?
Yeah.
And that is a fabulous way to increase business because people see what you do. And when people see what you do, because we're all in that type of a visual field, all of us are creating something that people see. People want what they see. If they don't see it, they don't want it.
Yeah.
So here we're going to be at a festival, and if anybody wants to call me afterwards, I can give them some tips on how to organize something like that. And it's wonderful because the people get they get something with, or the kids get something with their artwork on it. The parents are thrilled. The schools feel like they have done something to help contribute. The whole community does, and we're recognized as a business where people who I would think would know where we are or have seen us.
Yep.
Not everybody does, of course. You know, you think you've been around for a long time, but not everybody knows what you are or what you do. And there's one of the things that we do to get business. Now, when we deal with schools, which I'm sure that most of the people who are listening deal with schools and clubs, sports teams, those are always really good clients because there's a nice large quantity. And the way that I feel that you get in front of these people is to just, you know, you pick up the phone, you go to the field, you go to the schools, and you really have to introduce yourself. And once you introduce yourself, and you maybe give them a T-shirt or give them something that you've done, and so that they will remember you.
That's a great idea. Can I go back real quick on that contest? I think that's a fantastic idea. I don't know if I've heard that one before, and I love that idea for two reasons. Number one is, of course, you're doing something great, which we all feel good about. We all want to make this world a little bit better, and I love that. But the other thing I think that it does is you know, I'm doing I'm going to do a plug here, but for ISS, I'm going to be doing a presentation on fundraising. So if you're going to be in Atlantic City or Nashville or Orlando or Fort Worth this year, feel free to stop by at the ISS show and sign up for my class. I'm going to be doing a class on fundraising. But what one of the things that I learned doing the extensive study through fundraising is that so you know, you give the shirt out to the child as a winner, right? But mom and dad, they're proud. They're proud. They're going to want to buy one.
We had some checks with the entries.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, we had some checks. And the best thing is that we can create an entire website as an affiliate.
Absolutely.
And put the kids' artwork on there. And we did that last year because most of the kids in the past came from specific schools, and we were able to put their artwork on the school's web stores, company stores.
So you create an affiliate site for them, and there's an opportunity for them, for that child now to earn some money, maybe for college, maybe for, you know, for something, right, to put some money away. And it's through his creativity. And guess what? Mom and dad are going to promote it. They're going to push it because they're proud of their son, the grandma, you know, the uncles, the aunts. They're all going to support this child. And because they want to, it's a good thing. It's a positive thing. So what a great way to give back to the community. That's fantastic, Meryl. Good job. Good job.
We even have parents who their kids are in college. They're not even kids anymore. Their kids are in college, and they come up with slogans and sayings, and then the parents come in here and they bring their adult child, and we've done shirts for them and we've set up 2 stores actually for people that have that they want their sayings and slogans to be out there.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. I want to keep talking about this, but I got a couple more questions that I have to ask you.
Okay.
I love the conversation, though. So, Meryl, you know, we talked about the Business Hub, and I'm a big proponent of it, as you saw, and obviously you are too. But you know, we do see the front end of your website. Let me actually really quickly show that to those in attendance here. Hang on just a second. So this is Make a Tea Online, and you're getting ready for spring break. I love your design. So you put your best foot forward. You put some really nice designs in here that people are gonna see and they're gonna gravitate to, and the content is good because it's something that they can relate to now. It's not, you're not talking about Valentine's or Christmas. You know, it's fresh content. I'm guessing these are your own designs, and great video for people to get involved. You talk a little bit about all the different products that you offer, and then of course you have your hot products, which is great, some of the latest products, and then you got a coupon code to encourage them, right? And you got a great footer.
Right.
Good job. So
Thank
with
you.
that, Meryl, one of the things that I'd like to get your feedback on is, you've done a great job with the website. I've talked about the business of, you've talked about the business of, but what is the feature that you like the most, or that has helped you? What tool has helped you in DecoNetwork, in most in running your business?
Well, the fact that you guys are there is probably one of the biggest things.
Okay.
When I call, if there's a question, and because you're always adding things and upgrading and doing really cool things.
Mm,
So and I like to know every aspect that I can, and I really don't even know every single thing that's in there because there's so much to see and learn in there. Um, but I'm going to say the most important thing is that you guys are accessible,
oh.
and you can't buy that. I mean that's priceless. That sounds like a commercial, but that's priceless. So that's really how I feel about that. The actual tools, I would say, for me, because um, I really am a graphic designer. I'm a business person and a graphic designer, but the fact that I can create garments, see things right away, know what I'm looking at, know what the customer is going to look at, that is that extremely important to me. And the fact that
Visualization.
I can change I can go into the website, even though I had you guys redesign the website for me.
Yes.
It was left, the aspects of it were left that where I would be able to change things. Not everybody is like me. Not everybody wants things to, not everybody has their website is geared towards the same clientele that mine is. And but anybody that has a DecoNetwork website can have the ability to either use the templates or use the Deco Coach to create the look that they want, which I would encourage because I think that makes you stand out from other people. And yeah, so being able to make certain changes and make certain updates and make things fresh
Yep.
on a monthly basis is what's really important.
Great. Great. I appreciate.
The ease of the website. Yeah.
And when we had talked the other day, you mentioned artwork approval was something that you really gravitated to also, right?
Oh, yeah,
Talk, talk,
yeah,
talk
yeah,
to me
I
a little bit
like
about
that.
how you use that, and you actually, it's kind of funny because you really didn't even know it exists. It's a relatively new feature. I mean, we've had it for several months,
Uh-huh,
but you
uh-huh.
just recently started using it. Can you talk a little bit about how that tool's maybe transformed or changed your business a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, everybody wants to see everything before they pay for it, or before
Mm,
it's done, or before they shell out the big bucks for the whole thing, like they'll pay
sure.
deposits and whatnot. But having the art approval tool is fabulous because, like I said, there's more than one. And even if it was just me and me running the business, there's nobody else here, which many people are just one-man shows. Um, I could be anywhere, log into the computer, check something, send something to a customer. I could see what my other employees are doing, and if I do create or when I do have that little creative center in the office, and people can approve their artwork right away and see it there. I don't have to be the only one there. It doesn't have to be just me. Somebody else can actually pick up the phone, know what's going on, and when the customer approves the artwork, we all know about it. So communication in an office, I think, is one of the downfalls or lack of
Yes.
communication because everybody's so busy doing they're busy doing their own work, and this actually is extremely organized to create um, a good communication in an office.
Yeah, yep, and it avoids that dreaded email, right? That gets lost, or oh yeah, I think I sent you something, but I'm not sure. And this way,
Right,
you
right,
just completely
right,
eliminate that. That's fantastic. Thank you for that,
right,
Meryl.
right.
I've got another question here for you. With Business Hub, how often do you use it, and what do you like about it the most? And before you answer that question, it just kind of dawned on me that there's probably people here on this call or on viewing this video that don't know what Business Hub is. And so I'm not going to do a quick demo or anything like that, but I just wanted to briefly showcase showcase this because Business Hub, as you said, it's my numero uno. It's my favorite feature in DecoNetwork. And from here, really quickly, I believe you're seeing this on your screen here. You can see your news feed. This tells you chronologically what happens in your business as it happens. I'm guessing, Meryl, you could probably talk for a couple hours about how important it is to have visibility
Right.
in your business, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
do quotes. Meryl talked about that extensively. From here, it's
Mm-hmm.
100% cloud-based, so you have access to it anywhere in the world. There's no software to download. You don't have to worry about, am I using Windows or am I using iOS or anything like that. It doesn't matter because it's not software dependent. It's in the cloud. There's no download or software you have to do or dongle or anything like that. Of course, you can do quotes. You've got access to your campaigns. You've got a really great overview screen where you can see all your orders, when they're coming in. Are they paid? Have they been purchased? Have they been received? The artwork approval that you just talked about, are they in production? You right from here, you see everything that's happening in your business. You also have the ability to do purchase orders where you can see all your orders and you can create purchase orders. Not only create, but I think, Meryl, you're actually doing this with some of our preferred suppliers. We actually have great relationship with them, and we actually are starting to do live ordering. So not only will the system consolidate everything, like you talked about earlier, but it also has the ability to directly link your account to them and push the purchase order directly to them. You can see inventory levels and see your actual pricing, and it digitally sends the order directly to SNS or Sanmar or Bodek and Rhodes or some of the preferred vendors that we have in DecoNetwork. We do have the artwork approvals. We have a production stage where you can see all your orders and download the artwork and produce them, as well as customer management system where you can manage and you can see all your accounts, and you can process. You can see all their past orders, past quotes. Pull up an order that you did 6 months ago and redo it in about 15 seconds. That's incredible. Normally we try to do that when it's paper driven. That will take you hours because you got to go back and look for the artwork, look for that order, all that stuff. So this is Business Hub. Sorry, so going back to the question, Meryl,
Yeah.
how often do you use it, and what do you like most about it?
Well, we use it every day, and what's best for me is that when I come in the morning, Sarah is in the Business Hub downloading orders.
Nice.
She puts everything in order of when they have to go. Well, she doesn't have to do that because it's there of when it has to go out, but she actually kind of takes it and prints it out so it's in a much more visible spot for Kenny, who's running the press and running the shirts, and whether the shirts have to be sublimated or whether they have to be DTG'd or whether they have to be screen printed or whether they're embroidered. Everything can go in a different category. And so we use the Business Hub every day, and I'm going to say that it's probably up on our screen all the time. And it's up on my screen all the time. I'm looking at if any orders are coming in. I can automatically see how big the orders are. I can see who they're coming from. Another nice feature is that I can see if it's a reoccurring client, if they've ordered more than once. So when we try to reward our customers with special discounts or little goodies, if they have ordered more than once, and to bring them back, that's another way we try to keep them, try to snag the customers forever. So we want them to like us and want to do business with us. So we're in the Business Hub all the time, every day. I will tell you a real quick funny story. I know that time is running short, but just even today, because of we still have things with paper, with type styles, everything is on paper, and we file everything. And Dawn, our graphic artist, she came to me with a big pile in her hand, and she said, "Where do I look for all of these papers?" She was looking for something, and she had a big pile in her hand of stuff
No.
that was yet to be filed away. And I'm thinking, like, if it was just in the system, she could just find it really, really easily, and she wouldn't have to be flipping through all of those papers.
Oh boy, there goes her day, right? There goes her day.
Right. That was the day, and so that's another plus for using the Business Hub.
Well, if I could share something with you, Meryl, appreciate that. Thank you for that. But you're not alone, actually. There's a lot of clients. In fact, really quickly, I just want to show you some of the orders that have gone through. This is kind of all the orders that go through the back end of DecoNetwork. And what you'll notice is the light blue is internet orders, and through the months, there's a consistent growth. There's it's definitely going in the right direction. This is both B2B and B2C because it's affiliate stores and it's online stores. Make a Tea Online is part of that, and as well as thousands of other web stores out there. But what I want to show you though is this dark blue line here. This is B2B orders. This is Business Hub orders, strictly Business Hub orders. As you can see, it's a lot newer of a tool. Look at the explosion. Look at the growth.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
more and more people that are discovering the benefits like you have and like you're doing on a daily basis, that are really using it are really growing and it's really kind of a key to your success is to use Business Hub. We started telling people is, look, when they come to us, the excitement is the website. I want to get on the website. I want to get on. I want my website. I don't want people to go to Custom Ink. I don't want people to go to my competitors. And we tell them, hey, great, we can do that, not a problem. But you know what? Let's focus on how do we get your business straight first, because even if you grow it and you're very disorganized or you don't have a good workflow or a way to manage it, imagine bringing more orders. It's gonna compound the problem. So let's fix the
Right.
problem first using Business Hub. Let's get you focused. Let's get you organized. Let's get you really working efficiently, and then we go into phase two and we grow your business. So let's focus on what you got now. Let's make it much more efficient. Let's increase the revenue and the profitability you have on each of those orders, and then let's go onto the website. And let's not focus that until phase two or whatever, phase three or whatever you want to call it. And so I thought this graph really was kind of an eye-opener for me, because just the explosion of the B2B and specifically the Business Hub through the system is incredible. I've got a
Right.
couple
Well,
more.
Mark,
Yes.
oh, I was going to say, no, you guys sent me actually a survey about, I'm going to say maybe 3 or 4 months ago,
Mm.
and it actually was to show me how using the Business Hub versus writing something down, pen and pencil, or
The
even
ROI.
putting it into Excel spreadsheet, the time factor and what the value of that time is worth compared to the loss of the time, which is money, which is your time, my time,
Yep.
everybody who's listening, their time. And I was astonished because it was like taking minutes to do something that would take hours to do something else.
Wow.
And that's what the Business Hub will bring anybody. And I kind of would like to point something out, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
Everybody's taking a look at our Make It 2 Online website. And the look of that website, which is not how everybody's has to look. And we have, the affiliate stores, which I actually like to call them company stores more than affiliate stores. And we have a couple others that they might want to be able to take a look at to see. I know that you can see the different looks of the stores on the DecoNetwork showcase page. That's one place where people can see how their store can look different and see all the different types of products that having a DecoNetwork site will carry. But one of our affiliates is called the creatives.mademyshirt.com. So your affiliates don't even have to have your name as the extension. So there wouldn't be the competition issue.
They're your own unique URL.
That they would have. Right. We
Got
changed it so that they would feel more comfortable in doing that. And the creatives, his store, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, he's an artist, looks completely different from Make It 2 Online. And basically, inside, the guts of it is the same store.
Yep.
And we also have created our own affiliate, 53 Clothing Company. We're able to clone. I paid you guys to rebuild the store, but I was able to take that store and clone it and change the colorizing of it to make it look different, although I'm building it now, which is, it kind of looks a little bit like it now, but I'm in the process of building it and putting content on it. So to be able to use the Deco Coach, and it's really a good value, because if we had somebody else redesign the site for us, or we redesign the site, you're still talking about time and money.
Yeah.
And your time is money, and your time is more valuable working on the business and creating the business and getting the customers. And having DecoNetwork, Deco Coach, DecoNetwork helping you and being like a partner with you
Mm.
is the best way to really look at it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And you just answered my next question, but that was exactly it. Is you did use a Deco coach, and I know we're running out of time here. So what I'll do is I'll just move on to the next question, if that's okay.
Okay,
I'm almost
okay,
done.
okay.
What are some of the methods you use to grow your business? And this could be high level, but you mentioned you mentioned two earlier with the contest. Working with schools, working with that, maybe the athletic director going and speaking to that athletic director directly. But would you for anybody else that's on the line, they're looking to grow their business, and all right, they're looking at DecoNetwork or they're using DecoNetwork, so they've kind of figured that part out. But what else? What other tools or methods would you use to help grow your business?
Well, I believe that 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 marketing, physical marketing
Okay.
is just as important as internet marketing.
Yep.
And I think that you have to have a healthy combination of both to be out there to get your name out. The of course, internet marketing would mean social media, pay-per-click advertising, and Facebook ads. Some of that stuff can get costly. Some of it is you can do it yourself. There's a lot of websites that are out there for free where you can get beautiful graphics that you can put onto Facebook and you can put onto Instagram yourself really, really easily. And then going out there in the community and making yourself known, picking up the phone calls, maybe bringing in some people to make calls for you. The direct mail right now is a very, very strong way to advertise because most people are getting hundreds of emails a day.
Yep.
And where it used to be, people would go to their mailbox and everything was junk mail. Now there's less junk mail and there's more junk mail on your email. So the direct mail is actually something that people look at these days because there's not that many things in their mailbox anymore.
Got it.
So that's one thing that is a good way to grow. Plus a business card. Cheapest way of advertising you could possibly imagine. We do some trade shows. Some of those can get a little bit costlier, but you can even have your own trade show. I also believe in co-marketing. So if you market with other people that are in your industry, if you're a screen printer, you can market with an embroiderer.
It's a good idea.
And yeah, have a luncheon, have a fashion show. Promote the stuff that you're doing. Go to some of your customers. Go to their events. Become friends with your customers, and wear your logo on your shirt all the time. Wear what you do.
I love that.
Show off what you do for a living.
That's fantastic. That's great advice. Thank you for that, Meryl. Let's see here. I've got one more question, the final one. We do have people online here that are looking at starting a business, or they're at stage 0.1, right, or 0.5. They're not quite there yet, and they're looking. And so, what advice would you give a person that's just getting started and is looking at potentially DecoNetwork to run their business? What advice would you give them? Would you tell them, hey, jump into it first, ease into it? What would you tell them?
Well, I tried. I tried other ways to do it myself. I tried other services. DecoNetwork was not the first one that I attempted, and if you want to learn from my mistakes, I would say just go to DecoNetwork. You could you don't have to build the beautiful website at first. You could build just have a simple template at first, and learn. That my advice would be and I have told this to other people too who have called me about DecoNetwork, is to learn the system first before you decide what you're going to do and how you want the site to look. Don't put every single product in the world on your site at first. Just choose things that are easily available to you, and know what you can get available quickly, what you can get available within a week, what's going to cost you extra for shipping. Not everybody's in an area where you can run down the street and pick up blank garments. Some people are. There's a lot that goes into running the business, and I would say start with DecoNetwork, start slow, build your site, see how people react to it, then make your changes there. There's plenty of templates to choose from. There's plenty of colors. You can upload your logo. It's very easy. You can change the sliders. I would say to start slow with the DecoNetwork system to learn how the system works at first. And then you can, go gangbusters, do whatever you want. But it's better to learn first than to make changes that you're not happy with.
I think, Meryl, that's fantastic advice, and I really appreciate that. And if there's anybody there that is at this point where you're looking at and you say, okay, well, how do I sign up for DecoNetwork, or I want to give it a shot? Just simply go to DecoNetwork.com and go to sign up. And we do have all our plans here. They're easy. Everything's right up front. You can easily see what we have with DecoNetwork. Meryl, I want to take the time to thank you so much. You've given us really great insight on how you use it and some of the tools that have helped you become successful. I want to congratulate you with your success and just really, really appreciate you sharing some of those ideas with the audience today.
Oh, thank you. I'm more than happy to.
Meryl, thank you again. I want to thank everybody for attending this webinar and look forward to seeing you in the future with more webinars. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.